Hello, Gorgonite scum! Today I'll be reviewing 1998's Small Soldiers. Alright guys, I just watched Small Soldiers. This came out in 1998. If you grew up in the late 90s, you were a younger kid, teen in the late 90s, you might remember this film. It was a bit of an under-the-radar film. The older I get, the more I realize not as many people watched it back in the day. Not a whole lot of people know about this film. I always had a great time with it. I had it on VHS. I still have the VHS back here on a shelf behind me. And I saw this was coming out on 4K. I never owned the DVD. I never had the Blu-ray, but I saw it was coming out on 4K. I think it got a Steelbook last year, and I held off for whatever reason, but they released a more standard issue, just a regular case, which I prefer, even though Steelbooks are a tougher quality. I like the original artwork. But anyway, so what is Small Soldiers about? Small Soldiers is about a toy company that uses an advanced AI technology. They put this super advanced military chip into these toys, and it makes them smart. And they can answer, they can learn. They have, it's like AI. They can teach itself, and so they're too smart for their own good. They're a danger to society because these are toys that are supposed to be at war with each other. So they're now the Gorgonites, these little monsters. They're peaceful, they're nice, they're not violent. But the Commandos are violent, and they use real household knives and things like that. They use things around people's houses as weapons, and so they're a dangerous toy. And what happens is this kid, his dad, he owns a toy shop, and he gets some off the back of this truck, and he's like, oh, I'll sell some of these while dad's out of town. Maybe this toy store can make money for a change, because his dad sells like these, lame older toys that nobody really wants to play with. His dad thinks they're cool, but so their toy shop's not doing great. And he's like, I bet if I sell these new, really cool, advanced toys, we can make some money for a bit. And so he keeps them in the shop, but then the Commandos break free, the toys get loose, and next thing you know, they're wanting to wage war on the Gorgonites. And so this kid, Alan, he gets wrapped up in this, and the whole neighborhood basically gets involved in this war between these two toys, these highly sophisticated toys. And so what do I like, what do I not like about Small Soldiers? What I like about Small Soldiers is the comedy here is great. I mean, most of the comedy is from the Commandos. It's just like there's so many one-liners in here from Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is the voiceover for Chip Hazard, who's the leader of the Commandos, and he has so many one-liners here. And there's I love the comedy in this movie because you have the I don't know how to properly phrase this, but because the toys are so like a fish out of water, they don't know what certain things do or whatever. But like, just for example, like there's a scene where they go into this guy's garage and they see all the chainsaws and the axes and everything, and they're like, oh, this is a gold mine, this is heavy artillery. Like, I don't know. You just have to watch it to understand what I'm talking about. But like, the comedy here when it comes to military stuff, even with like, I think Dennis Leary's in this film, right? Is it Dennis Leary who plays like the leader of the CEO of the toy company? And he's hilarious in here. Just like that. There's so many jokes in here poking fun at war and corporate America and consumerism, and I just love the little jabs that they take at super hyper capitalist society, like towards the end of the film, and all this damage is done to the neighborhood. The families are like, we're gonna sue you. Our houses were blown up. You don't have the money to cover our trauma, our damage. And like he hands the check to them. They're like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. That's good. He just shuts them up, like, you know. So I love the comedy here. I love. Let's get into the special effects. The special effects in this movie still hold up. I mean, are they as crystal clear as they would be? But with modern cameras and things, no. But for 1998, like I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm just like, wow, the effects still hold up even on a 4K transfer. Like the CGI, the animatronics, everything blends so well seamlessly from scene to scene, shot to shot. And I was just sitting there in awe, like, wow. And I haven't watched this movie. I don't think I've watched this movie in 10, 15 years, right? And it's just as good as I remember it being. And the effects, like, they just hold up. They just hold up so well. And you can tell with this new transfer just how much love and detail was put into the toys. Just everything from the details in their faces and their clothing and things like that. So they really went all out on the effects here. The story here is just really cool. It's just a cool story. You've got toys that have artificial intelligence in them, and it's also a story about corporate greed. It's a story about the war machine, and but then you also get the story of this young kid who just wants to prove to his parents he can do shit right, and he's trying to get this girlfriend who lives next door. And then the Gorgonites are really nice toys. They're not mean or anything, so you have a soft spot for the Gorgonites because you want them to find their home that they're supposed to go to. And I just think it's a wonderful blend of a lot of things. It's not one thing or the other. There's multiple genres happening in this film that come together really nicely. It's a kid's film, but it's not a kid's film. It's PG-13. I heard that prior to it getting the PG-13 rating, it had an R. So I would love to know what got cut, to make this a PG-13. But I think that I would prefer this to just be the way it is. Because it's kind of cool. Everybody can watch this. Yeah, there's a little bit of harsher language in here. I mean, it's nothing like, it doesn't say shit or fuck in it, but, there is some harsher language you probably wouldn't want younger kids to listen to. But yeah, it's a great movie, man. I'm trying to think of what else do I like? I think the acting in here is great. Cinematography is okay. Going back to the effects, I guess, and just the effects and cinematography when it comes to somehow, I don't know how they did this, but there's shots where the toy is CGI, but it's still pulling focus on the CGI. I don't know how they did that. Like, 1 minute Archer's the lead Gorgonite. Archer will be in focus, and then he turns around to look at Alan, and then it shifts focus from him to Alan, and he's blurred out. And it's just kind of like, how did they do that with CGI? Like, the camera, he's not there for the camera lens to, what I'm saying? So I don't know how they pulled that off, but it's just like some stuff I noticed that I'm like, this looks great. This looks great. It holds up so well. If I had nitpicks about the movie, there's some cheesy dialogue here and there. It's 90s kids movie dialogue, which it's expected. This is a movie that was geared more towards kids and things like that. Some of the references to technology and things are dated here. But all in all, I really think that this holds up well. It's aged very well. It looks good. I don't have any complaints. I had a lot of fun watching this again for the first time in a long time. And yeah, I was supposed to review Scary Movie, but it's not free on Tubi anymore. So this is the review you're getting, because I was going to review Scary Movie first, but they pulled it from Tubi. Another reason to get physical media, right? Because they pull movies, right? So anyway, but yeah, really enjoyed Small Soldiers. It's a great movie. If you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor and watch Small Soldiers. All right, peasants, let me know in the comments below what you think about Small Soldiers. Have a good one. Peace out. Bye-bye.